This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to a new YouTube video. Hope you guys are all doing well. Today we're going to be talking about why I always carry a point and shoot camera on me. And this is kind of a follow-up video to a previous video that I made about 3 months ago talking about the Contax T3 and why I've been enjoying that camera. But I hinted at the fact that I've been using point and shoot cameras for quite some time now. Specifically about 4 years, I've used various Contax cameras, Nikon point and shoots, Olympus, kind of you name it. I've tried a lot of them. And I really do think that it's one of the best ways to capture daily life, intimate moments. And I want to explain kind of why that is and share a little bit of footage with you guys and some photos that I've taken not only over the last couple months, but also just over the last 4 years. I've been recently going through all of my old photos, kind of archiving everything, getting everything organized. And I've come across a lot of these old film photos, a lot of them taken on point and shoot cameras that have really kind of jogged a lot of really amazing memories. And I wanted to kind of break that down, explain why I always carry a point and shoot camera and why I think that these are one of the best ways to kind of document your daily life. So specifically over the last 2 months, I've shot mainly on this Contax T3. I've obviously shot a lot of other photos on other cameras, but specifically talking about point and shoots, I've shot about 12 rolls on this camera over the last 2 months on various trips and kind of, just random moments throughout the day, sunsets, hanging out with friends. And it's been a lot of fun to kind of just shoot on a really small setup. I touched on this in a previous video, but I've been shooting on point and shoot cameras now for about 3, maybe 4 years. And every single time I look at a photo taken on one of these, it really just kind of jogs a lot of nostalgia and joy for the moment that was captured. And a lot of the times if there's someone in the photo, I love just randomly sending photos to my friends of, a moment that happened a couple years ago. And I really feel like shooting on a point and shoot is really an amazing way to do that, to capture these random, intimate, fun moments throughout your life. I'm realizing that for these moments specifically, a smaller camera almost always makes sense. It's very unobtrusive and it's great for capturing portraits and photos of life without actually removing yourself from the moment itself. So I've taken this point and shoot again on various trips throughout the last couple months. The main one being a trip, as you guys saw in the previous video, to Montana. And I shot a lot on my Fuji GFX for that trip, but I also brought this along for just kind of random moments throughout the trip. And I got my scans back, and honestly, I liked a lot of them better than the photos that I even shot on my Fuji. And not for reasons of quality or, technically speaking, a better image, right? But I feel like these images have a grit, a grain to them. They have moments that I kind of had forgotten about until I got the scans back. And I feel like this is really when, having just a random point and shoot with you really does make a lot of sense. Now, throughout that trip, we were gone for about 7 days, and I shot, I think, about 4 rolls of film on my Contax. And obviously not every single photo turned out, but I did, however, get quite a few that I was pretty happy with. And if you guys follow me over on Instagram, you'll probably notice that I share quite a bit of photos taken with this camera. I think a lot of people think that they're shot on something else. But I have really enjoyed shooting, again, more everyday life stuff and just sharing that. I think that's been really fun for me. And it's something that I definitely going to be focusing on a lot more going forward. I also took a camping trip out to the desert, actually about a week ago with my friend Brian. This was actually the inaugural camping trip with my rooftop tent. Worked out great. I'm really happy with the purchase. And again, excited to make some videos with that in the future. But the trip itself, all I brought was this guy. It was just like a really laid back one night trip to the Mojave Desert. We were mainly just there to relax, kick it, make some good food. Now, throughout the years, I've been able to take, point and shoot cameras obviously with me all across the world on different road trips, hanging out with different friends, family. And again, hitting home the point of it just feels so real, feels so raw, authentic, for lack of a better word. I really feel like these images capture my life in a very honest way. And I love that about shooting with a point and shoot. I do feel like it captures your life in a way that is very hard to replicate on other cameras. I think mainly because you're capturing moments, that are very untouched. And when you pull out a point and shoot, you take a quick photo, you put it away. The moment is still there. And you're not there, kind of moving things around, telling people to look a certain way or do anything. You're just capturing a moment in time. And I think this has honestly helped me hone my photography skills even more, especially because I shoot on this thing probably almost every single day, at least a photo. I always have it with me no matter what, and I love bringing it pretty much everywhere I go. Now, not only do I enjoy the photos that I actually get from it, but I really do think the whole process itself I learned quite a bit from as well. Now, could you make any of these photos with a different camera or camera system? Of course you could. I think what I'm trying to say in this video is how shooting on this camera has affected my photography as a whole and how I'm able to look back on 4 years of amazing memories and be able to relive those every single time I look through them. I think for me, at the end of the day, it comes down to how these images make me feel. I feel a sense of nostalgia. I feel a sense of joy. And again, I love how raw and honest the photos that come out of this are, because again, you're not changing the moment to take a photo. You're just opening up the camera, pulling it out of your pocket, and snapping away. And once the camera fires the shot, you put it away, the moment is still there. It's untouched, and you can just kind of continue what you're doing. And I'm noticing that the more that I do this, the more that I bring a camera that is just a little less kind of noticeable, I'm able to get these really amazing moments that I wouldn't typically be able to get with a larger camera. Obviously, this camera is not replacing my entire camera collection. It's for very niche moments, but I did want to take a moment to make this video and explain to you guys why I think it's so fun to carry along a little camera like this. Now, there are a lot of other way cheaper options, obviously, than the Contax T3. This thing is very expensive. If you want to hear my thoughts on the T3 itself, go watch the video that I made previously. I'll link that down below. But you can buy a point and shoot camera for $100. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. I think the most important thing is that you have something to document whatever kind of moment that you're in. And again, I think having a camera that is unobtrusive, that isn't really super noticeable, you're gonna get different kinds of photos than you would if you had just a large, huge setup with you at all times. Now, all of this to say, I suggest that you guys do the same. You know, you go pick up a point and shoot if you don't already have one. If you do, maybe start shooting on it a bit more. I think the best subjects in our lives are the ones that are around us. You got family, friends, loved ones, memories on a daily basis, road trips, camping trips, sunsets, whatever it is. Bringing along a camera like this to be able to document life in some sort of way, I really do think is an incredible way to really kind of relive these memories down the road, and also be able to share these memories with the people that you are actually sharing them with. And that's all I really have for today. I think this camera and point and shoots in general have really changed the way that I shoot photos. It's made me think about moments a lot differently. It's made me much more appreciative of moments and time in general. And yeah, I've really had a blast shooting with not only this camera, but point and shoots as a whole. So if you guys want to see all of these photos on my website, I'll link them down below. There's a cool point and shoot section that I just dropped on my website. As well as if you guys want to see more daily life photos on Instagram, I have a second account on Instagram that I post on a lot more regularly. It's a lot less polished work, but mainly it's just photos from this guy. So if you're interested in seeing that, I'll link that down below as well. Thanks so much as always for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And with all that being said, I'll leave you guys with some photos that I've been able to take on this Contax T3. Before this video wraps up, I did want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, which is Squarespace, for sponsoring today's episode. If you are looking to create a custom website from scratch without all the coding and hassles that come with it, Squarespace is by far the best choice out there, in my opinion, to make a beautiful website. They have easy to use templates, which make creating a beautiful theme that much easier, 24/7 customer support for all of your questions, and tons of customizable design and layout choices to really make your website stand out. For a photographer like myself, running a small business with multiple different kinds of needs, Squarespace really just makes sense. If you're interested in trying out Squarespace for yourself, go to squarespace.com/Samuel Elkins, which is in the description, to get 10% off your first website or domain purchase. As always, thank you thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll see you next week.